What is good, boys? This is wow, okay. So I had to find the right time to make this video, but man, we're getting right into this. This is the bake sale of choices 2020. So if you guys don't know what a bake sale is, pretty much you go get yourself some sweets, cookies, cake, cupcakes, that kind of stuff. Anything you bake is sold at the bake sale. And today we're doing something special. So right here we have all these wonderful bakers right here, uh, all these different characters from the 25 different books I've completed in the Choices app. And today we're going to go over which one of these fine young ladies makes the best cake, if you catch my drift. Um, I don't know what spurred me to make this video, but I've gone through this app, through different games. I haven't played all of them, but I've played quite a bit for a couple of years now. And from what I can tell, I would say that the majority of the love interests that the game really focuses on are males, because this game is designed for a female demographic. So you gotta change it up a little bit. If you are interested in the cake that you're able to get in this game, then this is the video for you. So this goes over quite a few different stories. Off the top of my head, I know there's Perfect Match in here, High School Story, America's Most Eligible, It Lives books, a couple other horror stories, Nightbound, Veil of Secrets, Endless Summer, The Heist, a variety of different stories that I played through, and I think we have like close to 90 characters right here. Now, obviously, there are more books in the story. There's probably over. I could probably reach probably like double this amount if I played all the stories in this game. But we're just gonna do this one for the 2020 season again. We'll visit this next year once I have a couple more stories under my belt, and we'll redo the list. But pretty much getting into the categories right now. Just starting with the first category, we got ourselves angel food. Now, this is pretty much you see that girl come up, like these were people in real life. You see her come up, you would legit drop on your knees and thank the Lord for blessing you with her entering into your life. So yeah, she's legit straight angel food, a gift from heaven. you know, the best of the best is angel food right there. Then we got baker's dozen. Now, obviously, with cakes, you don't really think about getting cakes in a baker's dozen where you're getting 13 different cakes at once, but this pretty much means that their cake is in high demand. Like, you know, you need to have a surplus of cake just to satisfy everyone, and that's not possible. But just from the demand of what the people want, man, baker's dozen right there. Next, we got oversized slice. Now, this is like that one of your favorite cakes. It might be Christmas, New Year's, something like that. Thanksgiving, and it's dessert time. You just finish your eating your meal, and you find the piece of cake, and you want to get yourself a good slice size. So you don't really care about being symmetrical or cutting into the cake and making it look bad. You just want to get as much cake on your plate as possible. You might have like those little mini dessert plates. You don't care. You stack that thing up to the ceiling, bro. Oversized slice. And there's some oversized slices in this thing. Then we got slice of cake, just a basic good slice of cake. Again, Christmas or Thanksgiving, you just want to get yourself a slice of cake right before bed, watch TV with a cup of coffee, just something good like that. Then we got cupcake. Now, I just want to bear in mind, just so you know, cupcake and slice of cake, as far as, the quality of cake we're talking, these are pretty much identical. The main thing separating these two categories is size. So obviously, a cupcake is smaller than a regular cake. So size does matter. To me personally, I'm more of a slice of cake kind of guy than a cupcake kind of guy. But you do gotta acknowledge both of them. Sometimes you're just in a cupcake mood, and some people honestly do prefer cupcakes. Um, so yeah, there's that. Cake and ice cream. Now you might be asking, why is cake and ice cream, below slice of cake? Like you would think, from a logistical standpoint, you would want cake and ice cream more than just a slice of cake. But think of it this way, the the ice cream makes the cake an ice cream, in my opinion. The cake on its own is good, but like what really puts it over the top is that ice cream that you add on the side, right? So the cake's good, right? But you gotta have the ice cream, the right setting, the right situation. Some of these guys make some good cake, but like you gotta be in the right mood. You gotta have the right setting, the right atmosphere around it for that cake to really pop off. So and again, you're not always gonna have ice cream to go with that cake and ice cream, so you just end up avoiding it. You go with a different type of cake at the end of the day, if you catch my drift. um, then we got save for later. This is when mom's like, "Hey, you guys, we desserts on the table. We got this cake I baked. or something like that. You look at it, you're excited, then you see like, oh, it's not my favorite flavor. It's like strawberry or something kind of exotic. I mean, it looks good, but you know, it doesn't taste that great. So you're like, I'll save it for later. I'll come back with a different time. You go to the cabinet, get some Oreos, get some cookies, get something like that. And then eventually, a couple weeks go by, the cake's gone bad. You only eaten like half of it. It's not that the cake's bad, but it's just like it's not first option. Like if it's the only sweets in the house, then yeah, you'll go ahead and get yourself a slice. But like in the presence of something else that's tastier, you got to save it for later, man. It's just how it is. And sometimes it doesn't go all the way eaten. You just got to throw it out. And then we just got belongs in the trash. This is like, fruit cake. I'm not a big fruit cake person. Uh, anything like some cakes just belong in the trash, bro. We don't know how they're baked. People don't keep their kitchens clean, bro. You don't know who's been in their kitchen. Like, no. Some people just can't straight bake. Some people don't even try to bake. Some people are just mean spirited at the bake sale. Think they're all that when they're not. They just belong in the trash, guys. So yeah, those are the categories. I also want to preface real quick. Um, there is a little asterisk next to all these categories, so I will mention whether or not the cake that these bakers make is refrigerated or not. So just so you guys know, I am of age, and some of these characters are not of age, so we got to refrigerate their cake. We can't eat it after as soon as we buy the cake at the bake sale. We got to take it back home, wrap it in some cling wrap or something, stick it in the fridge for later, for a later time, and we can eat it a little bit later once we're ready. Their baking abilities being underage and my eating abilities being, of age is kind of a disconnect. So we just got to refrigerate the cake for a minute, let it, mature, if you catch my drift. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. First up, Alana Kasuma. Now oh no, I almost messed up. Baker's dozen right here. Alana is from Perfect Match. She is actually an Interpol like secret agent type police officer. So she's like international police. Goes on a lot of different investigations, crime scene kind of stuff, law fighting, or fights against law, crime fighting, I should say, around the world internationally. She's got safe houses. She's pretty much, like a James Bond MI6 type character. She's pretty lit. She definitely, oh my gosh, getting her as a love interest was the most harrowing thing possible. You have to make legit every single right decision. Like she's one of the only characters in the choice in like the whole app where if you don't make every single right decision with her, she will not go out with you, bro. So you gotta play your cards right, bro. You gotta make sure you do everything right. Some of the choices might be a little bit simpish, but at the end of the day, it does pay off. And, I mean, that doesn't really translate to real life, but you gotta show her that you're ecstatic for her, bro. You gotta rein her in, and she'll hang around you because she does get around. She's a little bit of a wild card. She actually had a little bit of relations with your main characters, one of the friends of the main characters in the storyline, a perfect match. So yeah, but other than that, bro, she can bake. You can tell like the way she carries herself. I'll start flashing some pictures of like different outfits she wears and that kind of stuff throughout the storyline. But she definitely, she got cake, bro. She's a good baker. Next up, we have Asha from Big Sky Country. She's a cupcake. In all honesty, cupcake. She's decent. Definitely not in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of Big Sky Country. If I'm being completely 100 with you guys, a buck 50 even. Not a big fan of Sky Country. Both the characters are kind of bland. The story's kind of just meh. It's like a slice of life type. It's okay. Heartwarming. It's like a Hallmark movie. If I'm being honest with you, there's like no drama whatsoever. And if there is drama, there's like no like everyone's just happy all the time. And I'm not a huge fan of those type of stories. There's got to be some drama, but yeah, Asha, she owns a convenience store. I think she lives with her niece lives with her or something. Or nephew, I should say, nephew lives with her or something like that. So I don't know, kind of too many like my vibe. Like she's okay. She was just a cupcake. I can't put her in a cake and ice cream because again, there's nothing really to dislike about her. She's a really nice character. But yeah, the cake definitely isn't. She definitely exclusively bakes cupcakes. Next up we got Aster. Now Aster, she's a cake and ice cream, in all honesty. Now, this is more from personal taste. She is like a wood nymph. She's from the Elementalist, which is like a Harry Potter type universe. So she is a wood nymph, like half tree. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. That's like some anime type stuff right there. Um, Not really feeling it. She looks kind of like an alien. I mean, she has a nice like pretty green eyes, but that's pretty much all she's got going for her. Yeah, not really a fan of how she dresses. Yeah. She's just kind of weird, but maybe in the right setting, maybe if I was a wood nymph too, if you could make your character the same race of whatever kind of species he is, then maybe you can make it work. But uh, for me, just a cake and ice cream type of person, if in all honesty. All right, next up on the list we got Aurora. She's from Open Heart. Honestly, she belongs in the trash. I mean, like for the Open Heart story, I wasn't too keen on. I don't even really remember her character that much. I've played through the majority of the first book, but kind of stopped because I lost interest. But all I remember is that she was annoying, really mean too. I mean, she just had a chip on her shoulder for whatever reason. Even if she has her excuse, I'm pretty sure they do make her a love interest. She's like, yeah, I'm mean, but I have my excuse. I had like a poor childhood, and I'm comparing myself to other people, like my friends and family, and now I'm just mad because I didn't have good parents. Like, I don't care, bro. You don't bring that mess to me. You belong in the trash. You were mean way too long. I don't care what kind of bag. You don't treat people like the way she treats people like garbage in the first off. Like I lost complete interest out of her. Belongs in the trash. Duh. No. Yeah. You just gotta change your character, and then maybe we can talk. As far as Cake, I mean, yeah, it's probably middle of the pack in all honesty, but just from her character alone, she's just mean at the she's mean to her stand, bro. Like no one's gonna want to buy her cake. In all honesty, if she's not a good salesperson. Next up, we got Ava. Now, Ava's from It Lives in the Woods, and Ava actually, if I'm being honest with you, she's a slice of cake, bro. Not a huge fan of the hairstyle or like the goth look or anything like that. But in all honesty, she's a pretty awesome character. Really cool personality. I'm not sure if I think she's one of the love interests in the story. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, really cool character. She's actually she learns magic for a period of time. So people think she's like a witch or something like that. Very interesting. The way she carries herself, she's not afraid to fight, which is definitely helpful in a horror movie, or horror story, I should say. But yeah, really cool character. Honestly, like in the right setting, I can read between the lines, bro. Like I know this probably wouldn't happen, but if she ever wore a Sunday dress on like just to school one day, to like or something like that on a sunny day out, bro, you could smell the cake from a mile away, bro. Ava is definitely a slice of cake. Guys, we got the first, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is it's gonna be hard to dethrone Bianca, my friend. Bianca is angel food, my guy. Oh my goodness. I have not like fallen head over heels for a character in any of these stories, legit, like I have for Bianca, bro. I kid you not, in America's Most Eligible, I think I replayed the first one or two books like 3 or 4 times each, just to make sure like I could get my rating with her perfect. Like I'm talking like like every single choice I made, she like fell more in love with me, so I could get just top score. I never replayed a story more than like I have America's Most Eligible, and it's all because of Bianca. A little bit of backstory for her: she is actually one of the contestants. She's an international model, so I mean, just right there, like she's got to have good baking skills to be able to make a good cake. It just comes with the job description, honesty. Taller side, long legs, all that good stuff. I thought she was black for the longest, but I actually believe Bianca is Latina because her last name's Sandoval. Um, so there's that. But hey, man, it don't matter. They can have cake too. Um, Character wise, she actually is. She's pretty cool. She's a no BS. Like she'll call you out on your BS and doesn't take it. Knows what she wants. And she's gonna get what she wants from one way or the other. People think she's mean. She's not mean, bro. She's just very strong spirited. Is the best way of putting it. Like if you actually just understand where she comes from and are like a cool person, like she'll be cool around you because she's cool around me pretty much the whole freaking story. Other people are just like I don't know, mean to her or like she calls people on their BS and they just hold it against her for the rest of like the whole story. But angel food nonetheless. It's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's gonna be hard to dethrone Beyond. I'm not even sure like any of these guys stack up, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Um, Brittany, she's a slice of cake in all honesty. Um, now for a white girl like in these stories like the cake is it's pretty decent, bro. If I'm being 100 with you, a buck 50 with you, it's pretty decent. I'm more a brunette guy if we're talking, white girls for that. Um, but I mean, there's not much to say. And it that lives in the woods. She's actually the mean girl, captain of the cheerleader. Stereotypical plays that kind of role. Someone's got to fill that role in these stories, guys. I mean, it's on it. Like someone's got to fill that role, and she just still so happens to do it. Probably one of the best looking characters, in all honesty. Top two in the It Lives in the Woods book. Maybe even in the It Lives books in general. Probably top two, maybe top three, top five at least. But yeah, Brittany, I mean, character wise, you can't really relate with her. She is the antagonist, pretty much the entire story. I don't think she ever warms up to your character ever. And even if she does, they do kind of write her to be interested into one of the other girls in the book. So there is that little bit of fruit going on. But I mean, if we can ignore that, bro, and in the right circumstances, bro, she is a slice, a cake. No way around it, bro. Slice of cake. Brooke, Brooke from Love Hacks, oversized slice, bro. I can't put her higher than that. Some people might debate Caesar Baker's dozen, but just from the nature that Love Hacks, you actually play as a female character. She is your best friend. Uh, Thankfully, she isn't fruit business doesn't go on like it does with some of these other characters. Uh, when you play a female lead in the book, but she's a yoga instructor. Like you already know from there she got some cake. Like just the way she like look at her profile picture here, and you know she got cake, bro. You just know it tastes good, bro. And I'm saying, bro, maybe some of the most cake for any of these like white girls in this whole list, bro. I'm keeping it a buck 50 with you right now. She is an oversized slice, bro, all day, every day. Not in Love Hacks, but like outside of that in the shared universe, bro. If I'm someone else, bro, ooh, Stone would be all over that, bro. I'm being telling you right now. Oh, forgot to mention. As far as refrigerated cakes, right now we got Ava and Brittany. They're refrigerated. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everyone else is of age. Aster might be like no, this college. So yeah, these two are refrigerated, including Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a cupcake in all honesty. Not really much to say about her character. Again, another one of the Big Sky Country characters. She's a high schooler. Like she says like this vlog on like social media, probably like a YouTube vlogger type person. So she actually is a follower, like gets like a bunch of subscribers in the book. So that's actually really interesting. Pretty cool character. You can actually she's actually written in very well in the story. Like your character actually can interact with her quite a bit, which I wasn't really expecting. But yeah, um, she's pretty cool. She's a cupcake, you know. If she was like in high school story, she probably I would try the love interest route with her. In all honesty, but yeah, that's all I can say, bro. That's all I can say about Brooklyn. Next up, we got Cassandra Lay. Now she is from Most Wanted. Cassandra Lay is a slice of cake. Right now. I'm gonna put her in front of. Actually, no, I can't do that. She's a slice of cake for Most Wanted. Now I can't put her in the front list of slice of cake because just the nature of Most Wanted, how that story works. You actually play in between two characters, a male and female role, so you cannot create your own main character. It's more like a movie storyline you're just playing along with. And if you did have a love interest in that book, it would be the other main character you play as, because again, it's a guy and girl. But Cassandra Lay is an actress who's a friend of the male detective in Los Angeles. There's like a couple scenes where you're at her penthouse hanging out. She's pretty playful. There's a little bit flirtatious. But like just from her portrait, she got cake. Actress, she got cake, bro. She's a good baker, bro. Solid slice of cake right there. Definitely was stopped by that big stand. Cassiopeia, I would say oversized slice, but yeah, yeah, Cassiopeia's oversized slice. Now I'm gonna be putting quite a few people in front of Cassiopeia just because in Nightbound she does not have that big of a role. I'm not gonna spoil what happens to her, but they do her wrong. She should have been in the story a little bit longer, in my personal opinion. Maybe even joined as one of the side characters of the main group. But yeah, they do her wrong in honesty. If she did, she would be able to be higher on the list, oversized slice. Right now, she's next to Brooklyn, but there'll be more characters that will probably fill in the gap. She'll probably be closer to this end. Just from looking at some of these other faces on the glance. But yeah, she's pretty cool. She's like a witch in the Nightbound books. does a little bit of sorcery, wizardry, whatever you want to call it. But hairstyle on point. Not really a fan of like all the jewelry, the headpiece, but I mean, yo, in the setting, it is lit. It'd be cool to see her in different outfits. This is the only outfit she has. Uh, but yeah, I do think they've used this face before in different stories. Cassiopeia's overall character in different stories is like side characters and dressed in a different way. So looking at those, yo, she's fine. But in honesty, she's still a side character, probably the highest ranking side character in all honesty that we have so far. Like side character, not side character of the main group, side character outside the main group. Highest listed as of now. Um, Probably will be end up being one of the highest listed side characters. But yeah, that's Cassiopeia. Cecile, we got to put you right up next to Alana, bro. Cecile is legit the Joker to your Batman in perfect match. Pretty much like yin and yang going on with Alana. Again, she's a police officer. Cecile's the antagonist. She's actually the a company that you're fighting against. She's the secretary of the CEO in that company. Runs a lot of business, calls a lot of the shots because the CEO is kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, man, she's ruthless, bro. She is ruthless. She's guns for you a lot. And despite all that, bro, she does it, and like you even debate like there are times when I was debating like, hey man, you got to do what you got to do because the way you look right now, bro, I can't even blame you right now. I can't even get mad. I can't even get mad. They do her wrong, bro. I wish like they hint at you being able to flirt with her through like the first like those two books, and they do her wrong. Like, bro, she gets locked up in the end, bro. I'm like, yo, I did some crimes too. Like, there was some times like I snuck into a country illegally throughout the story. Like, oh, put me in the squad car in the back. I can make this work in the next few minutes on down the way down to the station, bro. But yeah, that's Cecile. Um, Antagonist, but probably going to be the highest ranked antagonist on this list, bro. Go on to any forum about choices, bro. People will talk how Cecile should have been a love interest, if it was even possible to be a love interest in that book. Being able to maybe possibly convert her to the good side, have her go against the CEO so she doesn't get locked up would definitely be an interesting storyline. If Perfect Match could have gone through with that, could have made it opened her up for a love interest, bro. I definitely would have loved that in that book. But yeah, Cecile, you just I mean, you did me wrong so many times that, I can't overlook that. I can't go complete simp mode for you that like you did do me wrong sometimes. So the fact that your Baker doesn't is kind of generous, but I do think it's a well deserved position. Coach Shaw, she's the baseball coach for the high school story. uh where to put her? um just from looks alone, I put her in cake and ice cream. I can't really think on the off the top of my head for a situation where this would work, uh, especially as the character you play in High School Story. But hey, you know, different setting, bro. And if like crossover in the universe, I come over as a teacher, like I work with Coach Shaw or something like that, or like I'm a new coach, like become the assistant or something like that, manager for the baseball team, bro. We can make that work. We can make that work. Danny. Ooh, buddy. She is oversized slice, bro. I gotta put her in front of Brooke. Danny is oversized slice, taking the number one spot in that place too. Now, you might look at her profile, you think, she's alright, but like maybe not on the level of like some of the other girls that are ranked below her. But bro, she can dress to impress. As far as like outfits that she has some like probably the best like one of the best lineups for outfits that they give this character. And that alone is like half the battle right there. But she can dress real good. Definitely my favorite love interest in the It Lives Beneath book. Um, but then again, I haven't really explored all the options or the other alternative option. From what I can tell, but it's close between Danny and the other character. We'll get to her in a second because she's later on in the list. But Danny, ooh, it's a tough one, man. But you know, uh, well, it's tough. But yeah, definitely over a size slice. You gotta get your slice of Danny, bro. Ridiculously good. Good cake right there. Good cake. Eden, save for later. Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna falter. I mean, she's a bit fruity for one of the other characters on this list, so that's a turn off. Not really a fan of the hairstyle, not a fan of the outfit. The character, I mean, she's pretty bland in there, America's Most Eligible. I mean, most of the time she's just asking you for advice on how to get with this other girl. I'm like, I could care less. And you're not even that good looking. I mean, I have no doubt that she can bake a big cake, but other than like sheer volume of the cake that you're getting, like it's probably not the best tasting. Probably just middle of the pack, probably below average, B minus grade level in taste level, just basic chocolate cake. It's big, but it's equivalent like a store bought chocolate cake, from Costco or something. So we can save that for later. I hate to do you wrong, Eden, but it is what it is. Eleanor, she is a cupcake in all honesty, taking the number one spot as of now. I actually was a fan of the Braidwood Manor book. It was pretty basic, pretty short. I think it was like 8 chapters, but sometimes like simpler storylines don't need a lot of chapters. Compared to Big Sky Country, it was a simple storyline. It probably only needed like 11 chapters, if that, to get the story across. They just dragged it on way too long, in my opinion. Eleanor in Braidwood Manor, perfect, perfect length. Now she's a ghost, so that is something that you do gotta be wary of. But I'd rather go out with a ghost than a wooden if I'm keeping it 100 with you guys. But yeah, Eleanor, not it doesn't give you the biggest slice of cake, cupcakes primarily, but it's pretty sweet. No doubt that it's sweet. Her get up, her profile, like throwback, classy, elegant. I can get behind that. I really do like the ponytail she's got going on right there. Again, a fan of brunettes. Yeah, but Eleanor's definitely a cupcake. Now Emma. Now I know this is gonna be a little bit controversial for you guys because some of you guys have been telling me, "Yo, Emma's the truth. Emma's better than Maria. Emma's better than Sid. Emma's best girl in high school story." Bro, you're wrong. I'm just being honest with you guys. You guys are wrong. You guys are wrong for that. Now she comes close, but she's not best girl. I gotta put her in cupcake. Now just to remind you guys, the only difference between slice of cake and cupcake is size. And from what we can tell, ignoring my edits, ignore the edits and the photoshops I did for comedic relief in those videos. She does not have that much cake. Bro. She doesn't. She makes cupcakes only. Now, in all honesty, I do like Emma's character. Um, her antics can get a bit annoying. Like sometimes she's super cute in the first book. Sometimes she just pisses me off. Sometimes she just acts real stupid. I don't know what to say about it. But in the later books, her glow up is real. She does have skeletons in the closet that do need to be addressed, but like by the end of the saga, bro, she's up there, bro. She the glow up is real, bro. You just got to keep on watching, keep on reading. She's an interesting character. Her character arc's really good in the story. Um, her confidence level shoots up, makes a lot of friends. Just overall great character, bro. And yeah, I actually did explore, her being endgame in High School Story one time. It was alright. It was alright, but I didn't end up going back with Maria. Uh, as far as my preferred love interest in the book. But I mean, it's nice to have options, and having options in the choices is the 100% the reason why choices exist. So I'm more of a Maria type person. Other people are more of an Emma type person. So different setting. Someone else making this list, she could easily be like oversized sliced baker's dozen, maybe even angel food on some people's list. But on mine, it's just cupcake. Eris Huang from the Heist Monaco. She's actually one of the OG heist members on your team that ends up coming back for the heist in the book. She's a cake and ice. Yeah, she's a cake and ice cream. I can put her right here. As far as characters, she's definitely cooler than Coach Shaw. Definitely cooler than Aster, in my personal opinion. But she's very tomboyish to the point where it's like a masculine type tomboyish. I'm not really feeling that. Is a love interest, but I'm not a fan of like the whole tattoo and the sleeve she's got going on. Hairstyle, not a fan of. Now I do like short hair, but this like comb over type of thing she's got going on. I think her hair is probably dyed blonde. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of like, she's as far as her character goes, she's into explosives, so she's like the demo person, pyromaniac, whatever you want to call it, which is cool and interesting. But beyond that, her character devolves into pretty much nothingness. All she's got going for her is that she likes blowing stuff up. And she's one-liners are all for like tomboyish. It just seems real forced, not really natural. So maybe in the right circumstances, this could work for some people if some people are into that. But for me, it's just a cake and ice cream. Like it's got to be some real good ice cream. I'm talking like what's a good ice cream like? Butter pecan that doesn't stick to the spoon. That kind of like fresh butter pecan ice cream doesn't stick to the spoon type ice cream, bro. It's got to be something like that for it to work with theirs. So yeah, cake and ice cream. Now, Estella, bro. Whew, Estella. Should I put her in Baker's dozen or oversized slice? I'm gonna put her in oversized slice for now. But depending on how this, I have a feeling I'm going to be putting a lot of people in oversized slice. So if this category gets too filled up with characters, I'll boost her up into Baker's dozen in a heartbeat, bro. Because Endless Summer had some absolute queens in that storyline, bro. And Estella, she doesn't really care for your character in the first book. She starts warming up in the second book. By the third book, bro, she's rivaling that top spot, rivaling it hard. But Estella's a really cool character. She's more of a all function, no form type get up when it comes to her styling. Very reserved, but not quiet, not really shy, but just really reserved. Keeps to herself. Doesn't really say anything if nothing needs to be said. But as soon as something does need to be said, she is willing to say it, regardless of whether it's blunt or it hurts your feelings. She's gonna tell it like it is, and that's pretty cool, in my honest opinion. When she wants to your character, bro, she's willing to show off the cake, bro. Just saying, like I said, all function, no form. But when she wants to show form, bro, it's form. It is form. It takes her a while to bake her cake. Everyone else is presenting stuff. She doesn't keep her table fully stocked, her stand fully stocked. It's more like a la carte. You show up like, hey, I want this, and she's like, okay, give me 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. I gotta work on it. But once it comes out fresh out the oven, bro, ooh, man, that's some good stuff right there. Let me make sure. Yeah, she's of age, so that is a fine, not refrigerated. I would definitely eat that fresh out the oven, bro. Fresh out the oven. Ava or Eva, yeah, it's Eva from Hero. She's like, to pick a character that would make sense to you. Like if my character's Batman, she's like a Catwoman. So she's there, but she's not really present most of the time. I'll put her before Coach Shaw, but not necessarily before Aster. I honestly don't remember too much about the Hero book. It's one of the first books I played, honestly, a couple of years back. I haven't really touched it since. I didn't really care for the drawing style, so that's part of the reason she's ranked this low. Character-wise, I don't remember too much about her, except that she played the Catwoman role, kind of flirtatious, but not really serious about things. Ends up helping you, ends up kind of warming up to you by the end of the book. Stereotypical kind of stuff you'd expect. But beyond the, I don't even remember what her power is. I think it's like larceny. Like I said, a Catwoman type character. But it seemed like a carbon copy from that standpoint. I can't really get behind it too much. Not the baddest character by any stretch in Hero. Probably second or third. If we're keeping it 100. But yeah, just cake and ice cream, bro. In the right situation, if the moonlight's right, bro. Like I said, the right ice cream, bro. That mint chip, we can make it work, bro. We can make it work. Fatima is a oversized slice of I've ever seen. I can't put her in front of Danny because she is a side character. She's like a side character, like Cassiopeia. So she is now the top side character, bro. I'm not a big fan of colored hair, but she pulls off that purple hair with class. Class, my guy. She's the stylist on America's Most Eligible, so she only shows up when you like need to pick out a new outfit, like to purchasable outfit. That's pretty much the only time she shows up. You can talk to her sometimes. You can't flirt with her like maybe once or twice in all three books. But she's got a really good smile. Um, I like her dialogue, the way she talks. Again, not too much character wise we know about her, except that she doesn't like any of the antagonists in the book. She could care less about them, but she has to work with them because he's do her hair, so she's always complaining about that. But I mean, I would definitely in a heartbeat, like, she's like, on break, bro. Yo, you want to get coffee or something? We can make it work. Oversized slice. Definitely the top side character, in my personal opinion, that we've seen so far. Flipper, this is more kind of comedic relief. She's a cake and ice cream. I'll put her. Um, I don't want to do Coach Shaw wrong like that. Yeah, I'll put her right after Coach Shaw. Honestly, we know more about Coach Shaw than we do about Fiddler. She's an antagonist. Honestly, she only made it on this list because of her, twin katanas and sunglasses. She's pretty interesting. I'm just curious. Out of sheer curiosity, I'm a cake and ice cream type right here. We like off duty, she could be pretty lit, but we only see her when she's like trying to kill us and turn us in. So there is that, but just from the sheer mystery behind Fiddler, we gotta put her in cake and ice cream. Grace, Grace from Endless Summer. She is a slice of cake, bro. Where to put her on the list is a question. Questions. Um, tough. I'm yeah. Now I think about it, yeah, she's definitely the top spot right now on slice of cakes, bro. She reminds me a lot of Velma, and I don't just say that because of her glasses or her orange sweater or okay, now looking at it, she's pretty much a black Velma. Even in character wise, wow, yeah, she's pretty much a Velma. Speaking of which, anyone who thought like Daphne was best girl in Scooby Doo, bro, you're wrong. In the live action movies and in all the cartoons, bro, Velma is the best girl. Like character wise, looks wise, outfit wise, usefulness to the team wise, like she's better than Daphne in every single way. If you know, you know. And if you disagree, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. You just aren't a fan of Scooby Doo if you don't know that. I don't know what to tell you. You obviously didn't see the shows. But back to Grace, pretty cool character. She's again nerdy, kind of shy. When you first show up on the island in Endless Summer, she's really scared for the situation. But I mean, as far as just being an absolute doll, like just super precious, super nice all the time. Great smile, great character, very helpful. Honestly, she's really smart, and her brains come in handy a lot on the island. Um, I haven't really explored the options with Endless Summer with her. Honestly, Endless Summer is the first series I completed all the way through. The one I invested the most gems into and played all the way through. I actually stopped playing High School Story to finish Endless Summer. Uh, and I've only played it once, but it was so good that I didn't want to spoil it or like ruin it playing it a different time. But man, yeah, that was a good. I have to play it again because I haven't played Endless Summer in like a year. But it was a great story, bro. Great story. She gets boosted up to top of Slice of Cake just from the storyline. Endless Summer is honestly probably one of my top books, if not the top book in choices. Her character, her profile, she got some cake, bro. Velma had cake, Grace has cake too, bro. She's a good baker. We'll leave it at that for now. Now I did mention Aurora earlier. She is belonging to the trash, but her aunt, bro, her Aunt Harper, bro, she is a slice of cake if I've seen one, bro. All the good genes must have gone to her instead of her sister, and her sister passed on even less to Aurora because Aurora is just a piece of work. Harper is better in every way, looks wise. She's a better doctor. Uh, she's honestly the person that Aurora is jealous of. I mean, when a hunter with you guys, but yeah, Aurora's aunt, yes, she's got it going on, bro. Again, she's a side character, so you don't really see her that much. But when you do see her, you see her, bro. So yeah, we'll leave her at the back of Slice of Cake for now. Actually, I can put her in front of Cassandra now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, we'll leave her right there. Haley Rose, she's a save for later, guys. Um, she's despite her looks, bro. Don't let her fool you. Yeah, you might think, oh, she's one of the baddest girls out of the list we've seen so far, bro. She's crazy. Like she's mental. I don't want to spoil the story, but I'll leave it. She's mental. Don't like. You can't trust her as far as you can throw her. Just from that alone, I can't deal with crazy, bro. Save for later, all the way. Now this is where it gets a little bit challenging. I'd say we're about a third, maybe halfway through the characters. But this is gonna be tough. Imogen from It Lives Beneath. She rivals Danny in all honesty. I'll put her right here. Now she only goes behind Danny for the main sake that I've only played It Lives Beneath twice. The first time I died in the end because I made a lot of wrong decisions. It Lives Beneath is one of the most challenging books to where like your choices actually matter. Like I would say 60 to 65% of the choices you make matter as far as the ending on your character and like because people can die in this book. It's a pretty serious like all the main characters have the ability to die in this book. So you got to make your choices right. The first time around, I made a lot of bad choices. One of the main characters died in the group, and I ended up dying in the end as well. So like I got the bad ending. Second time around, I was more smart with my choices, and I ended up choosing to go out with Danny. So I actually was able to finish the love interest because again, if you don't make your cards right, none of them will be your love interest. And yeah, so I did it the second time with Danny. I haven't played it the third time. Third time I might do it with Mogan. I'm debating whether or not the time I filmed this story because I do want to film the story again. For you guys, I might do it with Mogan as the love interest because honestly, they're looks wise, it's neck and neck and honestly between Danny. Looks wise, probably leaning towards Imogen with her glasses and her hairstyle, but from like dress wise and what they wear in the book, Danny definitely does take the spot over Mogan. But these guys are super close. Both are definitely oversized slices, but like I don't know, bro. It's tough. We're gonna leave it like this just because I have more experience with Danny than I do with Mogan. But yeah, man, it's getting tough now. Iris, she is actually an AI from Endless Summer. I'll put her in Cake and Ice Cream. In all honesty, I mean, she isn't like that kind of character, but like, just from you know, she's based on someone that actually looks pretty interesting. The creator of the AI is definitely super cool. Not alive anymore. Um, but yeah, Iris was Cake and Ice Cream. Uh, she would be more of a save for later in like a realistic sense. The same with Fiddler, but just for the sake of the argument. Endless Summer was such a good book. Both of them get boosted up to Cake and Ice Cream. Principal Issa, she is a save for later. Now I can put her in front of these two because she's not crazy and she's not fruity. She's just the thing she does is really messed up. But yeah, I can save her for later because honestly, I'm sure if she just didn't wasn't on some power rampage that she's on and just cooled off for a minute and just reevaluated her life. Legit, if you could just sit down and talk with her one on one, you could probably shape up this and move her to cake and ice cream, maybe even cupcake status pretty quickly. But that's not an option in the book. She's written in as the antagonist intentionally, so for that standpoint, she gets drawn down to save for later. But VP, you know, you're all right. You're just all right. Ivy, tough one. I'm gonna put her because she is like she's a weird character. She is a nice person, but she makes poor decisions pretty much throughout the entire story. Uh, Except maybe the last two chapters, she actually makes the right decision. But other than that, just wrong instead of wrong decision. She just throws you under the bus and runs you over multiple times throughout the America's Most Eligible series. Um, but despite that, I mean, she's a pageant girl, so that's kind of cool. Definitely knows. I mean, pageant girls, if you seen like Miss America, Miss Universe, that kind of stuff, pageant girls are pretty lit. As far as cake goes, so she does. I definitely don't doubt her baking abilities, but definitely gonna reserve for the cupcakes. I'll put her above Eleanor because I do think AME was a better book than Bridewood Manor. So Eleanor is pushed back just from character development between Ivy and Eleanor. Ivy does have a glow up, not nearly the level as Emma, so that's why she's behind there. But we'll leave her right there in the cupcake section. Now this Ivy right here, she is definitely a save for later. I mean, sorry, cake and ice cream. What am I thinking? I'll put her. Actually, I'll put her in the front right now. She's a zombie from Nightbound. But I'm she stays in the pub, so you're in the pub long enough, and you might warm up to her. Interesting hairstyle, very similar to that Fatima has going on. Red eyes. I don't think anyone else in this thing has red eyes, so that's really interesting. Pretty cool character. Really helpful. Actually, this is really pretty helpful in the Book of Nightbound, so she isn't just there for comedic relief or anything like that. She actually does help you. But yeah, pretty just a solid character. I really enjoy the Nightbound book. Probably on the same level as the Heist, but I do prefer Ivy's character over Eris, and the rest of them are honestly just kind of meh. So she's a type of cake and ice cream for now. Jackie, I must put you at safe for later. In all honesty, well, I can. Is that too generous? Yeah, I'm gonna put you safe for later. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of Open Heart compared to like the Heist or Elementalist. All the books in Kike and Ice Cream I feel are better than um Open Heart in my personal opinion, so she's safe for later. But I'll put her at top safe for later. I mean, she's a cool character, but like Jackie's main priority is like competing with you in your residency, which is a super annoying. That's pretty much all she's good for. There is love interest, but I'm not interested in any of the love interest in Open Heart, so I just like dog them all out. I write it solo. I've been writing it solo throughout that entire book, so it is what it is. That one definitely is leaning much heavier on the male love interest than the female love interest. Female bias for their viewers, but what are you gonna do? Not much you can do about that. Jade from High School Story. She is a slice of cake. Now I can't put her I can't put her in front of Harper. I can't put her in front of Cassandra because she's just okay and she's refrigerated. But we'll put her right there. She actually is a love interest, but not for you, but for one of your friends, one of the other side characters in the story. Pretty cool. She's tomboyish, but the right type of tomboyish. She's still the feminine side compared to Eris. Not super crazy or anything like that. She's really good at baseball, so she's like a really into sports, but also really girly, which is cool. So like a 1-2 punch right there. Just a good slice of cake, bro. Refrigerated, but a good slice of cake nonetheless. Jen, oh, good old jeans, Jen. Um, do I put you in front of Cecile or not? That's a tough one. I think I put Jen in front. I put Jen in front of Cecile, but not in front of Alana in my book. Jen is honestly, look at the loading screen for America's Most Eligible, book one. Tell me Jen does not wear the best jeans out of any of the other girls in AME. You can't because it's not true. She just rocks the jeans the best, which is why she's called Jean Jens or Jen Jeans. Uh, she's the one of the backstage hosts to America's Eligible, and you as with the actor on scene, and she's behind the scenes. You know, you can get into a little bit of spicy trouble, a lot of spicy trouble with Jen throughout those three books, and you know, Stone and Jen has some history, has some mileage in the kitchen, baking some cakes. You know what I'm saying? So we do have mileage. The thing is that the way the AME is written, it's like I was gunning for Jen because originally Bianca was not a love interest, and I am spoiling it a little bit, but Bianca was not a love interest originally. So it's like, okay, I can't go with Bianca, so I'll just get with Jen. But then they just drop this bomb on you, like, oh, now Bianca is a love interest. So I'm like, okay, but like, Jen's great, but like, I mean, Bianca's angel food, but Jen's still a baker's dozen, and like at that, she's like top of the baker's dozen too. So like, it's like A to A minus, A plus to A. I mean, I did Jen wrong in all honesty, but that's more so the way the story's written. They honestly should have just left Bianca as they should have had her as a love interest sooner than what she was, because they just throw her on at the very last second. Because people just wanted, like, people love Bianca so much that Pixelberry was like, okay, we have to make her a love interest, or else people are gonna riot. Me being one of them. So I am happy for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, I did kind of screw up with Jen. In all honesty, I would much rather just not go out with Jen at all, to get Bianca if I was to replay it again, or better yet, just stick with Jen and the commitment and just heck, harem ending if that's even possible. Moving on, Jocelyn. Jocelyn from what is my mouse doing? I don't know where did she go? Jocelyn. Uh, she is an oversized slice. Now I would put her in front of Cassiopeia. Would I put her in front of Brooke? No, I can't. I can't put her in front of Brooke because we're going off freaking just the type of cake they're baking, bro. There's big slices of cake, bro. Like I would get a bigger slice of Brooke's cake than I would Jocelyn's. And Jocelyn's refrigerated, so I mean, there's always that you have to factor in too. But she's pretty cool. She's basically like one of the best friends with Brittany. Brittany's pretty much all bark. Jocelyn's all bite, and they just a 1-2 punch right there. She is a bully to your character quite a bit, but I mean she does take one for the team at the end of the it lives in the woods, so that's always dope. Does more for the team than Brittany ever did, so that's why she's rated higher. As far as size of the cakes that they bake, Jocelyn's definitely more skilled in the kitchen than Brittany is at the younger ages they are at. So yeah, Jocelyn definitely oversized slice. Joe, save for later. I can't really deal with your name. I can put you in front of Haley, but not any further than that. I really could care less. You, yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about Joe. Um, Juliet though, she is a cupcake. Now I would put her. Uh, I will put her right here next to Eleanor. Again, like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of any of the love interests from Big Sky Country. But if I had to choose one, it would be Juliet. If I'm being 100 with you, just out of what's offered out there in the hills in the plains of Wyoming, not much. So Is Wyoming or Montana? I forget which one's Big Sky Country. But regardless, there's nothing out there in farmland. So the fact that she's even existing there with her spray tan and that hair is an anomaly of itself. But yeah, she's a cupcake. Nothing too special. But when you're out there in Big Sky Country, that's you don't need too much. Just a cupcake here and then on a Sunday evening on the porch. That's just really nice. Um, who's this? Kate O'Malley. Kate O'Malley from Veil of Secrets. Where to put her? Veil of Secrets was a pretty bomb book. I can put her in front of Eleanor because she's a real person. Veil of Secrets is a much better book than Big Sky Country and Braidwood Manor. Really good book. It probably one of like the standalone books. Probably one of my favorite standalone books that they've made in the app. But yeah, she resembles the Wendy's girl. So she has red hair, blue eyes, kind of pale skin. Uh, so that's that going for it. And when I was young, for some reason, I had a crush on like the Wendy's actress for whatever reason. But anyway, it reminds you that she actually is your high school friend that you kind of reconnect with when now that you're adults. I think what 8 years later or something like that in your young adults or late 20s. Yeah, she definitely is a love interest that you can get into. I didn't go that route because I honestly it was alright. She was okay. But as far as storyline goes, I didn't really feel that for the story of Veil of Secrets, me getting with her at the end would make much sense. It just felt wrong, so I didn't. But that's the main reason. Like different setting, I definitely would explore as a love interest more so than I did in Veil of Secrets. But that's just to preserve the absolute great book that Veil of Secrets was. I had to leave this alone. But yeah, she's a cupcake nonetheless. If we're keeping it a buck 50. Catherine, yo, get me this Baker's dozen right up on the screen. I will put her right behind Cecile. Catherine from Nightbound. She is, ooh, buddy, she's good. She is some good cake right there, bro. She's a bounty hunter. Now, there's a bounty hunter that you're kind of traveling around with for the majority of the story. She's like the second bounty hunter that kind of tags along with, like, I'd say 5 chapters, 4 or 5 chapters into the book, she tags along to the team. And she actually has history with the bounty hunter that you're traveling with. I'm not sure if they dated or whatever, but maybe they might have worked together and now they don't anymore. So you kind of reconnect their relationship, but she definitely is a love interest that I'm personally the most interested in out of any of the characters in Nightbound. Nightbound was a great book too, great standalone book. It might have a sequel. I think it really should, but I don't. I think Pixelberry has it listed as a standalone book right now, even though it has a cliffhanger at the end, which is kind of they need to go and release another book. But I don't. I guess it didn't receive the best ratings, so they haven't done it yet. A couple years old, but it's a good book. Good book, nonetheless. Catherine, uh, overall, like I like the hairstyle, very similar. Red hair to like Tima's got going on, so it looks really good. Not sure of her ethnicity, but she is thick, super thick. She makes a really good thick cake, bro. Like moist. It's heavy, it's heavy, like on the paper plate. Like she hands out the paper plates, like the little, or not even paper, like she doesn't get dicks. She gets like some really cheap styrofoam plates. She hands them out. So like you have to like brace it, like kind of bend the plate in so like it doesn't fall because that cake is heavy, bro. It'll fall off if you don't hold that plate right. And that's just to let you know, like she knows how to bake, bro. She knows how to bake. Um, Kiana from American Most Eligible. Uh, Tough. I can put her. I can put her in front of Cassandra just because America's Eligible is a better book than Most Wanted, in my personal opinion. Can't put her in front of Harper. So Harper, honestly, I mean, look at Doctor Harper, bro. I want to go in the field of medicine when I'm older, bro. Whew. If I saw a Harper in real life, bro, that's wife material right there. But Kiana, she is a gamer girl. I mean, beyond that, I'm kind of indifferent to that. I know a lot of people are like into that kind of stuff now, but I'm impartial to it. I mean, we could run ranked sometime, but beyond that, definitely someone would be cool to party with. But I'm not sure even if she was in like my group throughout the majority of the stories in AME. I think she was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was. But she's actually the one that Eden is like gunning for, which is like kind of weird. I'd much rather her be a love interest than have you try to set her up with Eden. Eden kind of came in and ruined that, which is why she's ranked so low. But Kiana's pretty cool. I do like the hairstyle, really cool looking, and she like games, so that's always great. Kristen, Kristen's pretty basic. I'm gonna put her. at that cake and ice cream. Again, I can't put her in save for later because there isn't really anything wrong with her. She gets into cake and ice cream pretty much just on looks alone, but as far as character wise goes, she's pretty much the she goes MIA pretty much the majority of the book. She gets like I'm not gonna spoil Nightbound, but she's MIA for like I would say 85, 90% of the chapters, maybe even 95% of the chapters in the book. Um, she's just not there. So from that standpoint, I can't rank her any higher than that. She doesn't have any character development. She's just there. It's like, oh my gosh, how do you meet all these new people? I'm so confused, and then gets roped into the drama at the very end. He got like one scene with her where you can kind of be like flirtatious and that kind of stuff, but it's not anything special. But she's a good looker again, brunette hair. Again, she's based on a character model of someone else you will see. We'll get to in the list. So that's also another reason why she's kind of ranked a little bit higher than what she really honestly should be. But yeah, she's just all right in my book. Leia again is right behind her in Love Hacks again. Okay book. Um, Nothing really too special about her. You work with her. I think she. I don't think she's a love. She might be, but you work with her as like writing a blog slash news article website in Love Hacks with her. Like is a two-person team. She's all right. She's all right in my book. But yeah, just a cake and ice cream. It would have to be the right setting. I do like her hairstyle, but beyond that, that's pretty much all she's got going for her. Character wise, not really too much to say. But yeah, just cake and ice cream. Let me get a drink of water, bro. It's taking a lot out of me. A lot of talking. Okay, so that's Leia. Lena though, Lena is an oversized size if I've ever seen one, bro. I can put Lena in. I'll put Lena in front of Fatima. In all honesty, side character gets beat out by group character. It's just got to do it. She's a gem character actually, so you have to pay to unlock her in the heist, but it's definitely worth it. It's so worth it. Super great on the team. She's actually the muscle on your heist team of to believe it or not. So she's the guy going around or gal going around freaking beating up people, flipping guys over, taking names while she's doing it, and looking good all the way through. Um, to be able to do that, she works out. So she knows her way around rape room. So she's got the physique going on. The hairstyle looks great. I love the jean jacket. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say she's tomboyish, but uh she definitely knows her way around the streets, bro. Like she goes, she's a fighter. She definitely is a fighter, and it's cool. Very cool character. Very helpful, and looks great too. I think I believe Lena's Hispanic because her last name's Ortiz, but I could be wrong. But don't quote me on that. Lila from Endless Summer. She's the tour guide again. She isn't one of the main characters in the group, but she's like the how to describe it. Like in Walking Dead, the person that never gets bit by a zombie, but at the same time doesn't help the main group with like the plot or like save them from the bad guys or fight in any of the big fights or pick up a gun or anything like that. She might save a main character from getting bit maybe once. Other than that, she's just there. Cool character though. She's I love the hairstyle, bro. I love like she looks good. Um, Endless Summer does beat out Open Heart by quite a bit. I can put her in front of Harper just for that. Tour Guide Lila is definitely the truth. Not a love interest in Endless Summer, and I don't think she should be, because that'd be kind of it has no place. They would have to restructure her entire character to be able to make it work. But they didn't. So just the way it's written, I mean, they definitely could write her as a love interest if you truly wanted to. But she looks great, pretty funny. Has funny one-liners in the book series. But yeah, Lily, I don't. She's belongs in the trash. She hasn't learned how to bake yet. She just throws stuff in the pot or the pan, throws it in the oven, cranks it up too high, it comes out like deformed. It's big, like, but I don't know, like, just doesn't have much experience baking. So belongs in the trash. Sorry, Lily, you're a sweet girl, but belong in the trash. Lena belongs in the trash because she's just mean, bro. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Lena, I can't do it, bro. I cannot do it. She's like, you get like a donut. You see a donut like on like in the box, and you're like, oh, it's glazed right, but it's not even jelly. It's like a cream filled donut. And but on top of that, it's been like hot out. The box been left open. So the cream's like bad now. She's like a bad cream filled donut that's been sitting out at room temperature for like just not it, bro. It looks great on the outside because she does look great on the outside. Great presentation. On the inside, bro, she just does not know how to bake. She just can't get the ingredient. She just can't get the recipe right, bro. She's mean. She's just for like no reason, just very sour spirited. Um, yeah, I just can't do it with Lena. Honestly, I think like I probably liked her for maybe like a day or two in America's Most Eligible, and then she got voted off, and then she was just like really mean ever since then. So there's that. Who is this? Marguerite? Yeah, Marguerite. For she's the queen of Monaco. Uh, we can put you in cake and ice cream because you're a queen. So I mean, you literally are a queen. So we can't take that away from you. You are royalty. I mean, you don't really have that much role in the book except we rob you. So not really much you can say about that. Um, but yeah, cake and ice cream. Right situation. In like maybe like if I'm like playing some sort of role in Monaco as like a priest or maybe not priest, like a worker in the royal family. Hey, maybe we can make something work. But I do like her hairstyle. Very royal family, but cake and ice cream. Maria is angel food. Now I know a lot of people are going to be kind of maybe might be surprised by this because I kept making the joke about Sydney um, being best girl in High School Story. Honestly, guys, if I'm being 100% with you, it's Maria. It honestly is Maria. That's just the first book that I was like about that, and I might keep this sort of joke going on. But Maria is angel food in all honesty. Character is great. Like she comes off just strong will character, no baggage like Emma does. Makes your character better. Like and she like actually pursues after you. Like unlike any of these other characters, she actually has confidence and pursues after you in High School Story. So I do enjoy that quite a bit. So yeah, Angel Food. Um, reminds me of West Side Story, bro. Not much else to say about that. All right, keeping it moving, we got Marissa in the next one up. She's from Passports to Rome or Passport to Rome. It's pretty much a story where you go around backpacking across Europe. You're working for like a news company or a news company, and you have a vlog where you're pretty much telling people what it's like to backpack across Europe. Pretty basic storyline. She's okay. And honestly, I prefer her over everyone else. I mean, there aren't that many love interests in this. I would put her. She's definitely a slice of cake. I mean, she's not like the biggest slice, but she's a decent slice. I put her in front of Jade, Cassandra. Yeah, I put in front. I have to put her in front of Cassandra. I wouldn't. I can't put her in front of Harper. Dr. Harper is honestly the truth. Um, but in front of Kiana, Cassandra, and Jade, I think it is a fair position for her. She does have cake. You can tell in her face. I really like her hairstyle. Her character. I mean, she goes through some like boyfriend troubles beforehand. You kind of like have to rectify that. So that's kind of a challenge. So she's like hot and cold almost. Like icy hot. Sometimes she's really nice to you, and sometimes she's not so open. But again, from her other drama she's dealing with at the time, um, you can choose to stay friends or you can like make moves. It's pretty basic storyline, but yeah, she's a slice of cake. Can't really take that away from her. Mia, I gotta save you for later. Uh, I hate to do it to you, but man, I can put you. I can put you in front of everyone else to save for later. I gotta save you for later because you were making moves on Sydney, bro. Like it was a little bit suspect. I don't know. Like if you can clarify that, we can easily boost you up to the slice of cake area because you would honestly skip over cake and ice cream, but just from your antics, uh, I don't know. I mean, she's very conservative dressing, but whenever she gets in like her cheerleading uniform or like a dress for like homecoming or like prom, bro, dime right there. Uh, Captain of the cheerleading team, so she kind of runs the school, one of the more popular characters, and but again, you still have to refrigerate her. But yeah, we'll refrigerate the safe for later. Probably, in all honesty, she should probably push to the back of the fridge, and we wouldn't really get to her. But it is what it is. Michelle, I can't deal with you, bro. You're not terrible, but again, I just can't. I can't even with Michelle. She was legit written into Endless Summer just for complaining purposes. Like all she did was complain about our situation, what I'm not doing, what we have to do, that she's hungry, she's tired, this and that and that. I mean, yeah, I guess you do need that character, but that still doesn't keep them from getting all the smoke from making me upset and taking away from the enjoyment of the story. I don't know. Michelle has her own things. I guess she has her own character arc, kinda. I don't really remember it. I just remember her being annoying, and I guess that speaks volumes over everything else. So she belongs in the trash. Excuse me. Moving on to Miranda. Miranda actually is a character I don't know too much about, so I am going to save her for later. But it's mostly because I never really played as her character. Um, she is a like previous, I think, girlfriend or friend of Marguerite or whatever, the Queen of Monaco, or future Queen of Monaco. So she can help you with the heist if you so choose. But I chose not to work with her, so I don't really know too much about her. I only played the story once. Um, Sorry, I had to get a little bit of a snack, keep myself going. Okay, Mirasol. Mirasol? I don't even know how to pronounce her name. She is one of the computer geeks at the precinct in Most Wanted. Honestly, she's a save for later, in my honest opinion. I would put her right. I'll put after Eden, in all honesty. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with her except that her character was just poorly written. Again, she's a side character. You don't. I mean, you talk to her a bit, but only when you go back to this to like go over like evidence and that kind of stuff. She tries to be like a Bianca type character where she takes no BS and calls you out on your BS, but she also BS's herself. So like, it's kind of like hypocritical when she does it. I don't know. I just don't remember her being that appealing. She just always seemed to have a chip on her shoulder. And like when you're attractive like Bianca, you can get away with some type of things, and it comes across as you know just awesome. But when you're not the best well written character, when you're a side character, not a love interest, and not the best story, um, not the best written, don't look as great, don't have nearly the size of cake that like a Bianca has, bro. You can't get away with it. She's aspiring to Bianca's level, trying to cook the same or bake the same cakes out of her recipe, out of her book, but it just doesn't come across well. And I mean, I guess you could try to give her an A for effort, but to me it's just disrespectful. A lack of respect for even trying to attempt to be like a Bianca. So I gotta save her for later, near the very end. Miss Madoc, I would put her right before. Uh, I don't know. I put her in front of Coach Shaw. In all honesty, she definitely is in the story much more than Coach Shaw is, so that's always there. Um, you obviously can talk more with Miss Madoc. I mean, again, in the context of high school story, it would never work, and it'd be kind of weird because she's the homeroom teacher. But hey, now if I'm like a walk-in teacher, high school story, teachers lounge, like that's the next book they come out with. Yo, I'm all over Miss Madoc. In all honesty, bro, no cap. Um, Next person up, Nadia. She is actually the lifelong friend I was talking to you about a perfect match. So I would put her at a cupcake level. She can go. I mean, I wasn't. She honestly goes right in between Juliet and Asha. I mean, Perfect Match was a much better book than Big Sky Country, but I was just not feeling Nadia's character that much in the context of the story. I mean, she's still a cupcake because she is, precious and that kind of stuff. Probably if I had to imagine the character, probably like the tiniest of all the adult female characters on this list so far. Um, but the her antics that she gets up with her boyfriend are just really come across as creepy. Now, I will say maybe in the different context, like if she was a love interest, it might come across as endearing, might, but I think it could still be creepy. So I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Nadia's. She is in the story. She doesn't really help the team that much, except getting us food. In all honesty, she doesn't really go on any of the hard missions and that kind of stuff. She's just there. She's honestly just related to me in all honesty. So Nadia is a cupcake, but near the back of the list. Now this, oh my gosh, if y'all haven't played Veil of Secrets. Y'all don't know who Silverhawk is, but bro, Silverhawk is a freaking. Oh, it's tough, bro. Is she a baker's dozen? I've been keeping it pretty exclusive. Dang, yeah. You know what? She's a baker's dozen. She honestly, Silverhawk, Naomi Silverhawk, bro. She's honestly was one of my favorite characters. Other than be like starting off like Naomi, like bro, one of those characters you just get excited to play the game just to talk to, bro. She definitely is up there. I wouldn't necessarily put her on the same level as. Well, actually, she's up there with Catherine. Now that I think about it, oh, that's a tough one. But then again, no, Catherine's still ahead. Now that I'm remembering the story, I put Catherine ahead. I do personally like Nightbound a little bit more than I like. They're just different stories, so they're different characters. It's hard to compare. So, I would say they're like side grades. They're like even. Catherine and Silverhawk are honestly the same. But getting back to Silverhawk, she's the police officer that you work with in Veil of Secrets. All function and no form below. Yo, if you look closely, she all she needs to do is unbutton that one button on her freaking shirt, bro, and you get all the form you need, and that's enough. Her hair, perfect. It's all it's function, but you still got form, bro. She looks good, even with like on duty. This is on duty Naomi, bro. I don't even know if we see off duty Naomi that much, if at all, in the game. But off duty Naomi, I bet you is freaking amazing as well. Um, Compared to the rest of these characters, I mean, she isn't necessarily, you know, the most, has special characteristics like Bianca does, or Alana, or Cecile, or Catherine. These guys are all like badasses. I mean, Silverhawk is, but like on a not necessarily as high of a level as the rest of them. But she definitely, her cake is amazing. Uh, some of the scenes you have with her, again, some of the best that I personally think are in the app with the love interest. If I had to make a comparison to like an actual cake, she's a really good pound cake, like a $1 million cake. Yeah, yeah, she's $1 million cake. Okay, so for like sake of the explanation, you got Bianca. She's like a German chocolate. That's like my favorite cake. She's up there, German chocolate. Um, Maria's like a caramel cake. If you get a good caramel cake, it is super sweet, bro. But you gotta like be careful, because you eat too much, and honestly, you're gonna make yourself sick. But even so, like she's a more of a caramel cake. You know, Catherine's a red, and Solana are more like a red velvet. I'd even throw Cecile in that for like a red velvet type cake. You know, a different type of sugary sweet. It's like almost like a caramel, but like you can eat more of it. And I think that's because you're of age, so you can like just deal with the sugary taste more than caramel cake. Silverhawk's like a $1 million cake. All those other cakes are super showy. You know, German chocolate has like the coconut on the outside going down. The caramel cake has the caramel like in between the different layers of it. Red velvet is white on the outside but red on the inside, so like a different shade of color. A pound cake is legit just it looks like a loaf of bread, or like yeah, it looks very simple, like almost like bread, but like it's just as sweet as the rest of them, bro. It's just as sweet as the rest of them. And $1 million cake is like one of my favorite cakes out there. So long story short, she's a good pound cake, bro. You can just go in there, cut you a slice. When you're just whenever you like you see it, and you're just like, oh, I could eat some pound cake now. I could eat some pound cake later. I could eat it whenever. Some of these others you just got to be in the right mindset. But yeah, enough with Naomi. But definitely a baker's dozen. Octavia, she is a werewolf. Um, in Nightbound, I would put her at a cake and ice cream. Oh, what? Oh crap. I think it was like this. I might have to go back and change that when I look at the recording. Um, she is a cake and ice cream. I will put her. I'll put her here. Yeah, I will put her here. That's actually a lot of. No, I think yeah, I put her there on cake and ice cream. She's definitely a lot more attractive than the rest of these girls. I do like the hairstyle. Uh, she's a werewolf, so she definitely is toned way buffer than a lot of these other girls. Um, but again, Nightbound, I personally is on, it's on par with the Heist in my opinion. Better than Elementals, better than most of these. Well, High School Story, but those are side characters. But you guys catch my drift. She is taken and she is a werewolf, so that's kind of iffy. I mean, I put her on the same level as Ivy in all honesty, which is why I have it next to her. Peyton. Now I know people say that I dogged out Peyton just by calling her Airhead and like not treating her right. That's really, again, guys, just the first book. You guys have to wait. I do warm up to her, but this is in talking in hindsight, from my experience of already being through the entire uh, high school story saga. I already know how the story ends. She definitely is a slice of cake, not an oversized slice, but a slice of cake. I would put her right. I put her right here. No, I would put her right. No, actually, no. I put back at the slice of cake, bro. I mean, I'm not a huge Peyton fan, honestly. I mean, she's okay. Definitely. I mean, she can bake a big cake compared to everyone else in high school stories, so that's no question about that. But just personal taste. I mean, she's attractive, but like, I mean, I, just not my type. It just comes down to that. It's plain and simple. Not a love interest. The guys that she's into is kind of weird. She's kind of quirky. I mean, I couldn't. I honestly, if Peyton was a real life person, like I might talk to her, might not be acquaintances in class, but I wouldn't go out with her if I'm just being under with you. Penny, good old Judge Penny from America's Most Eligible. Yo, I took every chance just to flirt with her, even like just because like she's nice. Definitely, I would say she's a cupcake, but hmm, right there is pretty good. Penny, not that big of a. I guess she's a side character because she is in a lot in most of the last chapter or the last book. But yeah, very cool character. I really enjoyed her presence. She's great hairstyle, great outfit. I think she might even I forget she's either an actress or like a model or a fashion person. I forget the two. I think she's an actress. But for actors, I mean, hey, you got the standards, bro. Cupcake, I put her on the same like level as Cassandra, except Cassandra's has more cake than her, or bakes bigger. Or cupcakes versus slice of cake. You guys get the idea. Piper, belongs in the trash. Where to put her? I'll put her at the back of the list right now. I mean, she does some pretty shady stuff in American Most Eligible, but we'll leave it at that. Just know that she belongs in the trash. Poppy, oh, Poppy. Um, if we're talking about like baddest characters and hero, she definitely is up there, bro. Uh, but she definitely is a slice of cake. I'm not gonna take that away from her, but for the fact that she does you dirty and chooses your best friend over you, bro, I can't forgive that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm the hero in the character, so we'll see how long it lasts. Like I'm the one going and saving the world. My best friend is the guy behind the computer in my ear. I mean, that's still pretty cool. He's really helpful, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm the bad guy for doing that to her. But again, I can't. I mean, how am I gonna rate like, best bud in the story's girlfriend? Anything more like I can say that she's attractive and admit that she's got cake, but rating her that high, I just can't do it. Uh, the longest time you think she's a love interest, but she's not. It wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I played it wrong, but she gets with your best friend. I'm not sure what that's about, but I just can't. I can't do like she does you dirty, bro. Yeah, it is what it is. Principal Hughes, she goes right in front of Miss Maddox. That hairstyle, that shirt, her cool personality, treating everyone. I mean, she does treat people like preschoolers, but happy-go-lucky personality, as you'll see in later books. I really do like Principal Hughes, and uh, she might be, pretty well put together on the outside, but yo, she can get freaky. I'll say that, and I'm not just making a joke. Like, she can get freaky. It's in the stories. Um, Professor Swan from Elementalist. She is the Sun at professor that teaches you sun magic. Um, in the Elementals. I would put her in front of Miss Maydock as well. I mean, looks wise, she definitely is more mature, definitely more mature look. But her character is so freaking cool. She honestly takes one for the team, like takes one a serious one for the team, for you personally. So she's down for the cause. Uh, Definitely a real one. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to spoil what happens, but just know that Professor Swan is a real one compared to all the teachers. Professor Swan's probably the realest, just because it doesn't be out Professor or Principal Hughes from looks, but it is what it is. This is Yvette. Yvette, honestly, she belongs in the trash. Where to put her? I would put her in front of these three. These three are just snakes. She is a snake, but again, not as bad. She becomes more of a snake at the very end of the show, or at the end of the book. In all honesty, she is just doing her job. If I'm being completely 100 with you, but she does become a snake at the end. So you definitely belong to the trash. Not really attracted to her in any sense. Definitely one of probably the I'd say the oldest person on the list. Yeah, it's probably Yvette, probably the oldest person on the list right now. So belongs in the trash. Quinn, angel food. I can show you this one picture. This is the only picture I can show you, and you understand why she's angel food. Okay, not enough for you. How about this picture? How about this picture? Okay, I think I made the point. She is angel food, bro. Angel food. Mm. Ooh, that's some good cake right there. She has the cake, yo. I mean, honestly it was between in Ellen Summer for me. It was between Quinn and Estella. Like I honestly was going back and forth, like between do I want to pay for the gem scenes with Estella or do I want to pay with them with Quinn. Honestly, was replaying a lot of the stories as I went on, like playing the chapter, restarting it, playing the chapter again with different gem scenes to see which one I preferred, and then would just go from there. I guess you could say that made me kind of unloyal, but hey, man, it was close, bro. It was super close. But Quinn ended up winning out in the end just because of her story, bro. Um, and the fact that Estella took too long. Like no cap, chapter one, Quinn comes out on the scene already liking my character. Estella, she's like indifferent about me. I think she might even dislike me to some extent until like the second book, and then she starts warming up to me like halfway through the second book. Like she made a close comeback, but like she let Quinn get out to a way too far of a head start. Like maybe if she came out with the guns like out swinging with her aim game and it wasn't like just sandbagging, then maybe she could have been angel food. But Quinn, I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. I do prefer Quinn over Estella, but I don't know. Just from this comparison right here, we'll see how many more oversized slices I put in the list because I actually might boost Estella and a couple others up to Baker's dozen. But I do I'm gonna keep it right there for now. But just know, Quinn is honestly angel food in Endless Summer, bro. Her story, the chemistry between you and the main character, her and the main character is really good. Her background, her past life, very very real and like almost sad. And like you want to go out of your way to be nice to her and like love her, like show love to her. Compared to Estella, you only really do it, I guess, because it's an option. If I had to make it, I mean, you do want to, but your drive to show more love to Quinn is more there than it is with Estella. So that's the main difference I will put in between the two. Um, Looks, personal preference. Looks wise, I do think they again not my favorite drawing style, because it is more cartoony. I mean, they're all cartoons, but you guys get the idea a little bit less realistic. But looks wise, I mean, it depends on the day. In all honesty, I personally am more of a Quinn person. Like probably 6 days out of the week, and then one day out of the week, I'm more for Stella. But we'll leave it at that. Just know Quinn is angel food over Maria because she's of age. But even if they were the same age, I would still take Quinn over Maria. That's all I need to know. Samantha Massey, the marshal from Texas, and Most Wanted. Um, she's a slice of cake. I can put her right here. Nah, eh, I can put her right. I can put her in front of Marissa. I liked Samantha's character. a lot more than I guess any of these guys. Most One was a pretty decent story. Pretty good, standalone story. Not my favorite, but definitely not the worst. Again, you do play as her, so you do get pretty much as much of her character as possible. Um, but hey, man, like in when I was playing as the other main character, I did go out of my way to be nice to her. So I had to just because I wanted to, because I did enjoy her character. She's kind of similar to who would I compare her to? I would compare her to Silverhawk, except a little bit more raw. Silverhawk's a little bit more finesse with it. Silverhawk's a little bit more refined and polished. Samantha's just like a unrefined, unpolished, raw version of Silverhawk, which is why she gets knocked down a peg quite a bit. But these two characters are pretty synonymous. If I had to keep it 100 with you, but yeah, Samantha, she goes slice of cake right, pretty much in the middle of the pack. Who's this? Freaking Scarlett Emerson from Veil of Secrets. This is the lawyer's sister, if I'm not mistaken. I would put her in a cake and ice cream. I will put her at the end of the list though, because in my personal opinion, I think she looks kind of like a dude. She has very hard features, and I'm not really feeling that. I'm pretty sure she can bake a big cake, but other than that, other than the sheer like, again, similar to Eden, other sheer volume, not really much there. But she isn't fruity from what I can remember, and she doesn't annoy the character and prevent certain things from happening that I would rather happen, like Eden does. So she does get higher than that. Serena, you belong in the trash, bro. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's just, I mean, it's a bake sale and you showed up with like salad. So I'm not really sure. Like you almost just like got disqualified. There's nothing wrong with your character. It's just you didn't bring anything to the bake sale that you baked. You made a salad. So we have to throw it in the trash because I want to eat cake and I don't want to eat salad. I can't even save it for later because it's not a dessert. I mean, maybe if it was dinner time, it's dessert time, bro. It's cake time. And you didn't bring any cake. She just honestly doesn't have it. I don't know what it is with her, but she just can't. She just refuses to bake. That's where Serena lands, in my personal opinion. Um, no, she's not fruity, but like she just doesn't want to bake. And if you don't want to bake, you don't want to bake. I'm not gonna force you. Shreya, ooh, this is a tough one. Um, hmm, I would tough. Okay. I know she's angel food. I'm confident putting her in angel food, although where she stacks up is hard between Shreya and Maria. Hmm. High School Story was a better book than Well, was it? Was it really a better book than Elementalist? Was it really a better book? No, not really. Okay. Here's my explanation. Elementalist is a much newer book than High School Story ever was. So the amount of choices and dynamic gameplay that was added just into the meta of the app in Elementalist is much higher than what it was in Choices. Choices was pretty much just a basic Telltale series game. While Elementalist, it had features where your choices give you different abilities to use different types of magic. Your relationships that you can build up with different characters is going to affect how they make decisions in the past or in the future. I mean, with choices, pretty much you can make whatever choice you want, and I think like the only choices that really make that big of a difference. Thinking back to that first book is like the choices you make to get the spirit stick. That's the only difference that's going to be made, whether or not you get the spirit stick or not, and I'm guessing like whether or not you win the football game at the end. Those are pretty much the only two different outcomes you can either not get the spirit stick or and you cannot win the base football game or win it. So those are the only two things, but a lot more a lot more possible endings are there with Elementalist. So from a storytelling standpoint, Elementalist is better. Um, Shrey is of age, and Maria is not, so she's a more experienced baker. Definitely will put her ahead of that for that reason. And character wise, they are pretty similar, although Shreya pretty much is like a Maria, except minus any of the craziness, minus any of the aggravation and anger issues that kind of just blurt out of Maria. She's not, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. Um, so I would definitely put Shreya above Maria in that case. Yeah, I've convinced myself she goes above Maria in that sense. Um, she's not much character development happens with her. She's pretty much already fully developed when the book starts. But sometimes you just need something new. Like sometimes you just want a new product. Emma, she was damaged goods, bro. She like, and then even Maria, she was used like new. Um, freaking Maria's probably like open box or like certified pre-owned or like refurbished or something like that, or used not rough condition, but but Freya is just new, like fresh out of the box, wrapping still around it, all the accessories like manuals, like signed, sealed, delivered. She is yours, brand new. I mean, you don't have to do anything, you can just enjoy her for who she is, and that's plenty enough for me. Great looker. Her hair is on fleek. Honestly, if Maria's hair was a little bit longer, maybe she'd be able to compete. But again, it's personal preference at that point. She is your roommate, so uh, main character, and I forget if I named him Blade or Stone, but one of those guys. I think it was Stone. Stone was sharing a room. You don't know what they're doing late at night, but we'll keep that a secret and not invade on their privacy for that. Um, who's this? Freaking Sienna. Sienna is a save for later. Honestly, I don't really remember too much about her. I will put her on the same level as uh, geez, I forgot her name already. Um, what is her name? Miranda. I put her on the same level as Miranda, except Heist was a better story, so she just fits right in between there. Oh wait, she's right next to Jackie. I actually preferred Serene Sienna over Jackie, so I'll put her right there. It's Sky. Sky, honestly, she is a cupcake. Right up there with Emma. Does she beat out Emma? No, no, she doesn't beat out Emma. I think her character is. I can't even say that. She has her own problems too. Uh, self-esteem wise, Sky definitely has more self-esteem than Emma ever did. Um, but other than that, I mean, they both had their own fair share of problems that need to be sorted out by the end of their books, by the end of their stories. So she's honestly like the Emma equivalent, if I had to be 100 with you. Um, I like the red hair. Not really a fan of the goth look, but it is different, so that's always cool. Uh, really interesting character. She's they nailed the character wise. Adding a different layer to the story. Emma's more like clean cut, like a cookie cutter. Sky's definitely a more dynamic character, but just the sheer fact that High School Story was the first book I played is nostalgic, and I actually prefer it more than the class act line of High School Story books. I put Emma over Sky for that reason as well. And Emma's a lot better looking, and easier to Photoshop in the good looking pictures if you catch my drift. Sloane, where does Sloane go? She's a slice of cake, bro. Um, I would put Sloane. Oh, right before or right after Grace, ahead of Ava, of age. So you got that going for her. Sloane is just she got cake, bro. I mean that turtleneck looks clean. I do like the hairstyle. I do like the glasses. Really pretty face. She's nerdy, techie. The only issue is she's super super awkward. So getting comfortable around her will be a challenge. And even after you both get all the formalities and break the ice, there's another layer of ice underneath it. It's gonna lead to even more awkwardness. And even after that, she's just gonna be awkward in general. So that's kind of a turn off for me. But other than that, Sloane honestly is a slice of cake, bro. Oh, buddy, I've been waiting to find her, bro. Bro, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. Sonia, oh my gosh, she is angel food. Angel food, bro. I can't put her in front of Quinn. I can't justify putting her in front of Quinn. Because Quinn and Bianca are like, well, it's close. She's definitely Quinn is definitely closer to Sonia than she is to Bianca, but by like maybe an inch or two. But getting back to Sonia, she is in the Heist Monaco series. Honestly, I was playing the story just to talk to her. Like the chapters that I could just talk to her, like her dedicated chapters, was my favorite chapters, bro. The scene at the end of the book, quality. Very good quality scene with you can get with Sonya. She's pretty much the equivalent of like Cecile, where she originally is the antagonist. But I was saying before how it would be nice if you could take Cecile and turn her over to the good side from the dark side. It's kind of the opposite here. You kind of turn Sonya from the good side or dark side to the good side. With Cecile, you can turn Sonya from the good side to the dark side to an extent. Because I mean, you are robbing someone, so I guess you are technically the dark side. But as far as the situation she's in, she definitely is in a better situation after you help her. But you still are a robber, so that's still a crime. Um, Regardless, it's pretty much similar character design. They don't really care for you. They're working against you. They definitely do their best to get you down, but you're able to sneak out. But you're able to actually pull heartstrings with Sonya and make her work with you. She definitely is focused on her career. Cake wise, being in security for high profile people. You need to know how to fight. You need to know how to use a gun, and she knows how to do both of those. Survival skills very up there as well. Basically on a secret agent level, similar secret agent level that Alana is on. In all honesty, maybe yeah, I would say equivalent across the board between Alana and Sonya. Sonya is much more attractive in my opinion than Alana. Sorry, Alana, but you're just not angel food, bro. Sonya kind of took your spot. Hair, perfect. Pearls, perfect. I love the blazer, bro. Everything about her is just great. She has a great smile too. Like probably one of the best smiles I think I've seen in a character in choices. Period. It comes from Sonya. I mean, it's just a great smile. Yeah, not much else to say about her, bro. She makes a really good cake, super good cake. It's ridiculous. Angel food all the way. Stacy. Now Stacy is honestly my favorite character as a love interest in the It Lives series. You don't really have that many options on the girl side of things. It's either Ava or I don't think Lily is. I don't think Lily. It's like either Ava or Stacy is who you can choose to be with, and this is the other guy characters I don't really care about. But I mean Stacy, she's I want to put her. I definitely put her in front of Jocelyn, so that would make her an oversized slice. I'll put her in front of Brooke. I'll put her in front of Fatima. Put her in front of. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough. I think right here is good because the It Live series, she's with people that are in the same universe, same story across between the two. Um, I definitely would go for. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. That is super tough. As far as oh, but can I do Danny like that? Oh man. Which story do I like better? I like It Lives Beneath better, so I'm gonna put her here. Yeah, I'm gonna put her here. It Lives in the Woods is good, but It Lives Beneath is my personal favorite out of the It Lives books. That's the one I personally like the best from the storytelling, characters, all that. I personally like it better in It Lives Beneath. Um, but Stacey, getting back to Stacey, she is actually on the cheerleading squad. Honestly, probably the best cheerleader out there, even better than Brittany. Um, Thick as all get out. So she's got that going for a really cool hairstyle. I haven't really seen that up this ponytail thing going on before. She looks good in her cheerleading outfit too. Be, probably the best cheerleader that they have. She's flexible, bro. Flexible. Definitely gonna refrigerate this one, but I'll be excited. I'm excited to get that one out the fridge, bro. But yeah, oversized slice. Samaya from Passport to Rome. Um, Save for later. You're kind of forgettable in all honesty. All you can draw. I can put you in front of Mia because you are a love interest, but other than drawing, that's pretty much all you got for me. You're kind of quiet. Keep yourself kind of shy. Not really my type. I'm definitely more of a Marissa type character than Samire. So save for later. Sybil, save for later too. We'll put you here behind Miranda. Actually, no, I'll put you in front of Miranda because you're actually she's kind of weird. She likes stealing stuff, but she's like basically a parkour like ninja type spider monkey type person, so you can climb on everything. Really interesting. But yeah, save for later. Uh, Now Sydney. This one is gonna. kind of do I, this one's gonna kind of make people upset, but I'm going to put her. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. She's an oversized slice. I'm gonna put her here. Yeah, I'm gonna put her here, and I'm going to move because oversized slices. I don't know. Man, this is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna leave it right here. I don't want to get the baker's dozen too full. I think having angel food and baker's dozen. Uh, well, I can add Estella here to close the gap in between her and Quinn, but then I want to move Danny up as well, and then I want to move Mogan up as well. I'm gonna leave a Mogan here, oversized slice, and I'll leave Danny up here. I like it this way. So anyway, getting back to Sydney. Um, Again, you guys already know I'm a sucker for Sydney. If she was love interest, bro, I would honestly explore that as soon as possible. But she's not. Can't really go for it. She by far probably the best side character I can think. Main character, all main characters. She's an antagonist, so technically main character. Yeah, she's the highest ranked side character, which I think is appropriate. Yeah, I think it's pretty appropriate having her as the highest ranked side character. This is actually who is this? Um, this is Nahal. Nahal is actually Shreya's sister, so we gotta automatically put her in belongs in the trash. You know, entertaining the idea of being anything attracted to a sibling of an angel food is it's a crime. So I gotta put her at the end of the list, and she pretty much is gonna remain there for, you know, she's gonna remain there for pretty much the rest of the pretty much at the back, just because of her relationship with Shreya. I haven't played through all of Elemental's book two, which is where she appears in, so I haven't even met her, so I don't really know. But yeah, belongs in the trash just because she's related to Shreya. Tegan, see, Tegan's the one that looks very similar to Kristen from It Lives, or excuse me, from Nightbound. I will put her in front of Kristen because honestly, Tegan was a much more developed character than Kristen ever would be. Looks alone, she beats all these people out. She beats Eva out, beats Aster out, beats Eris out, beat Octavia and Ivy. I can put her comfortably at cake and ice cream. The only thing that really keeps her from being a cupcake, in my honest opinion, is that her whole horoscope, veganism type thing that I'm not really that big on. But again, if you that's the kind of stuff you like, then you can make it work. Tilly, ooh, oversized slice. I'm not even gonna not even gonna trip on that one. I can put her comfortably right here, right behind Sydney. Well, actually, do I put her in front of Sydney? Ooh, Tilly. I remember Tilly was pretty lit. I can put Tilly right there. Now she's a car person. That automatically makes her oversized slice. That makes her more than just cake. Bro. I'm a car guy, car girl. Like, bro, tandem down the highway. Oh, amazing. But yeah, she's a car girl. She helps you escape from the cops in the heist, Monaco. You can choose between this person, or like a professional race car driver guy. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Tilly because it's not even like, come on, y'all already know the answer. I don't need to get in that. Character wise, I mean, it's pretty much well developed. Not really much character arc. Not really the need for any character arc. She's a love interest because uh, they just need a love interest. But she for what they give you, even though she doesn't have the most well developed character, it is still good. I shouldn't say well developed. I should say in depth character. Even though it's not the most in depth character, she still is pretty good. So oversized slice. Uh, the thing was, these are all pretty much side characters. Um, I'll put her in front of Brooke. In all honesty, uh, Lena, I'll put her in front of Lena, and then Sydney is what am I? Well, I'm blanking on the word. Sydney is refrigerated, so Tilly has to go in front of her. Vera from Nightbound, bro. She's also man. This is getting tough, bro. This is getting tough. I can put her. I can put her right behind Tilly. In all honesty, they're very similar. But again, I'm more of a Catherine fan in Nightbound than I am a Vera fan. On looks alone, though, I mean, freaking Vera is to die for. on looks alone. Very, very, very attractive. One of the best looking characters I think they've ever drawn in all of choices on the female side. So definitely oversized slice. I could put her comfortably in front of all the rest of these characters because, again, Nightbound I feel was a much better story than High School Story. Again, just because it's a much newer story, better than Love Hacks. Uh, these are side characters, and who was the last person? Lena. Heist is good, but again, I personally prefer Vera because she's a love interest compared to Lena. So you just get more options to get to know her personally better than you do with Lena. So yeah, oversized slice, bro, very nice looking. As far as she doesn't have as much cake as the rest of these. She probably has like the smallest amount of cake compared to, well, like she doesn't have like a lot of, like her cakes aren't the biggest, but like just from sheer taste alone and present, like definitely probably the best packaged cakes out of all these persons. Like the decorations on top, she'll be putting like little swirly marks, like the little insignias with her signature with icing. It's a work of art, and that's why she gets oversized slice. Yvette, she's a cake and ice cream type of girl. I'll put her at the end. Again, I wasn't really that interested into her. She has kids, so she's on the older side. I don't know why she's back on America's Most Eligible. Seems kind of weird to me. You need to go back and get your kids and help them with their homework. But we can leave her right there. There's nothing particularly wrong with her, but again, I wasn't really that interested. But she's okay. But definitely better than I can't justify putting her in safe for later because she didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Well, neither did Samire, but I don't like Samire, so we'll leave there. Yvonne, oh, Yvonne came off the boat looking like a snack. And before you say I'm being racist just because she's black, and I'm being honest, she's a pirate first of all. And the first scene, she actually comes off of her boat or raft and gets on the beach and then meets you. So she actually legit came off the boat looking like a snack. That's what I'm referring to. Don't be putting words in my mouth or anything like that. Endless Summer. Obviously, you got to put her in. I want to put an oversized slice, but man, that's getting overcrowded now. I might have to boot some people down. Um, Definitely better than Cassiopeia, better than Jocelyn, Brooke, Fatima, Lena. Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, yeah, she's better than Sydney. Vera. Yeah, yep, yep. Yvonne, you're moving up. Yep. Well, yeah, she moved. She just went right through the oversized slice. I'm gonna have to boot some people down. So, but then Grace, dang, Cassiopeia, she's gonna have to drop down to here. I added her pretty early. Now I'm, seeing these other faces in the tier list. I'm gonna have to put her there, because these three honestly are the best slices of cake. I personally prefer. I'm gonna move two more people. So Jocelyn, I'll put you here. And then Brooke, I will put. I'll mix her in. I personally think Brooke is. I'll put her here. I'll put her right in between. I'll put her right after Sloane because they're both pretty freaking like the physique is pretty much on point like between the two. Um, but Sloane's a love interest, and I prefer the the story and perfect match over the one in Love Hacks. But she does beat out Ava because Ava is refrigerated. Zara, she's a save for later. In all honesty, nothing particularly wrong with her. I just don't necessarily remember her character that much. I remember she was like angsty and like kind of had a chip on her shoulder. I will put her right here. Well, yeah, I'll put her right here. Well, yeah, I'll put her right there. Not a fan of the hairstyle, but yeah, I mean, all these guys are saved for later, so she's on the bottom rungs of the list anyway, so we'll keep her right there. I forgot to do this earlier. Um, so apparently these two from Distant Shores actually didn't get sorted out properly. They're supposed to be in alphabetical order. This is Charlie or Charlotte from Distant Shores. She is a hmm. She definitely is a slice. She's a slice, definitely. Uh, I can comfortably put her right here in front of Brooke as well because I do really like her character. She calls me love all the time, which is I really enjoy that. But Maggie, bro, oversized slice, no question about it. Now I can't put her higher than Fatima because honestly they're both side characters. But I would personally much rather be with Maggie than I would be with Charlie. But they don't give you the option. But it is what it is. The eye patch is really doing it for me. Hairstyle really doing it for me. Um, you know, she got some cake, bro. She got some cake. And the way she talks like a pirate with her freaking yars and thurs and like I can't talk like a pirate, but you'll read like the way she talks. She talks like a pirate. And that's just freaking awesome. Uh, Zoe belongs in the trash. Very like send her to the streets. I haven't seen someone double dip the way she's double dipped in any of the stories, so she automatically is at the very back of the list. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the bake sale of 2020 for these choices characters. Again, we have ourselves 5 angel foods, 7 baker's dozens, 9 oversized slices, uh, 17 slices of cake, 10 cupcakes, 17 cakes and ice creams, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 12 save for laters, and 9, yeah, 9 belongs in the trash. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. Just going once over, just make sure everyone's in the right order. Yeah, angel food, I'm happy with. Baker's dozen, oversized slices. Fair. Yep. I think this is it, guys. So this video is way too long, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah. Now, again, I've only played through one of these stories, one of these books actually, one of the 24 books that all these characters are comprised from, or 26 or 27, maybe 30 books that these characters are comprised from. So you guys are missing out on about 29 at the high end books that you guys have no idea on the story about. So you guys are gonna have to kind of take my opinion as fact at this point. But if you guys do have a explanation on why these there should be some changes, leave them in the comments. I will be interested to read and just read it, but not necessarily debate because this is the truth. Anyway, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.